Seeking Sister Wife because I have some tea and some secondhand embarrassment from some of these cast members. First, let's talk about Nathalia. She was the one that was dating the Merrifields in the last season of Seeking Sister Wife. And when she left, a lot of people believe she left because she wasn't fully comfortable with Garrick wanting to move forward so fast with dating another person and bringing another wife in. Well, one of Natalia's friends spoke out in a Seeking Sister Wife Reddit group, and they said, as a friend of Nathalia, I can say that it's so good seeing Garrick in these orange clothes, talking about when he was arrested recently. I hope Lorena is doing well. And someone said, why did they break up exactly? I always suspected that she either lied to Ike or the judge was tipped off about polygamy so she wouldn't have to marry him in Brazil. Do you know? And this person said, it was real. I went to the courthouse with them. In Brazil, you need to bring someone to be the witness, and everything seemed nice at the beginning of the relationship. But then he started to be manipulative and wanted her to treat him like a king. That does not surprise me whatsoever. Every time she disagreed with him or expressed feelings that bothered her, he started talking about God and even called her a witch. I mean, that's exactly what he did when Danielle and Lorena were expressing concern about him moving so quickly to find another wife. He just brought up God. Oh, it's all in God's plan. We must do what he wants us to do. Danny is also, talking about Danielle, is also manipulative and aggressive. It's so obvious she's just doing this because she doesn't want to lose Garrick. Nathalia is such a mature woman, and as soon as she saw how manipulative and aggressive these two are, she decided to break up. There's nothing more important than your mental health, and those two are crazy as hell. There's more to the story when it comes to Roberta too. Allegedly, I just learned that Roberta, when she got that $10,000 from the Merrifields, and they claim that she scammed them out of $10,000 so Roberta can get on her feet. Apparently, that's the money they promised they were going to pay her for doing the show, because the foreigners don't get paid on the show, and they promised her, hey, we'll give you part of what we get paid. And she probably started seeing red flags before that, but she was scared to break it off because she didn't want to get what she was owed from doing the show, what they promised her. So as soon as she got it, that's when she cut things off. And after Garrick's arrest, she made a post and she said, I'm pretty fed up watching who tried to knock me down. The justice of God never fails. So it sounds like she is glad that Garrick is finally having to learn a little lesson. And Teresa, after the season finale, she posted a few screenshots. This is between her and Nick sent this little kissing emoji, and he said that wasn't for you, Teresa. I'm assuming maybe that's what they had, like, you know, you can have thumbs up or you can change it to different emojis you send people on Facebook. So they probably had that as their emoji, and he probably was like reading old messages and accidentally hit that. He wanted to make sure he didn't send any mixed signals, and she sent a thumbs up, and he said, out there making up shit. And she said, Nick, leave me the F alone. Ain't nobody making up shit. That was all you. And he said, good luck out there. And she said, I'm doing great without going to sleep lonely every night like I was with y'all. I think he's talking about like a recent interview she did. He's accusing her of lying in. I looked into some of the reviews for Garrick's business, and the ones, I think this is Home Advisor here, they were positive because they were from verified reviews. They had a 4-star review and 2 5-star reviews from different services that were provided back in 2017, and everyone sounded pretty happy. Someone said he did a landscaping job for us and it was great. He was professional, courteous, and clean. But if you go to their Facebook page, it's completely different. But I think a lot of it has to do with they're not verified reviews, so people are just seeing him from the show and leaving a bad review, which I don't agree with that. That's not cool to mess with someone's business and livelihood just because you don't agree with the way they live and their lifestyle. If you go to Google, they don't have a very good rating. They have 1.7 out of 5 stars, and they've had 12 reviews. One person said, Garrett cried the whole day while on the job, and he would randomly speak Portuguese and Spanish at different times. Danielle is nice, but blink twice if you need help. And John Smith said Garrett and Danielle lied throughout the process, saying they were making progress, but took our money and never did anything. And then Garrett responded, he said, look, we've looked at our records and we don't see any record of doing business with you. It's hard to tell if these are real or not, but Garrett did respond to a lot of them saying that he has no record of doing any kind of work with them. So he does understand what they're complaining about. One person I did see did give a 5-star review from Vertina Property Group. And now I just want to talk about the Davis family in the season finale. So Teresa showed up to the Davis house to get the last of her boxes. And I thought she was going to show up like very combative with like an attitude, but she actually came in peace. She walked up and she told the Davis family like everything they wanted to hear. She's like, I realized that I'm the problem. I have no business being in a relationship until I can learn to love myself. Like everything the Davis family has been preaching to her, she fully agrees with, and she's realizing that. But that's the thing, like the Davis family kind of realizes by now that yes, she may say the right things, but her actions don't always follow up. So it seemed like they really ended things amicably. Like she told Nick and April and Jennifer she loved all them. They told her they loved her too. She gave Nick a big hug. Then they all did a giant group hug, and you could tell it was really hurting Jennifer. Like Jennifer was crying her eyes out along with Teresa. And once Nick realized Jennifer was crying, like here she is pregnant, probably like, I can't tell how far along. She looked like she was 7-8 months pregnant at that point. And Nick looked over, and once he saw like how upset and stressed out she is that far along pregnant, you could tell he got a little irritated in his soul, and he's like, yeah, she's got to go. So he said his bye and byes to her. Teresa drove off, and at the end of the episode they revealed that Teresa has tried to come back several times, but the Davis family declined, and they're currently dating a new woman who happens to be friends with Teresa. And you know, they ended things on good terms with Teresa, but from the sounds of Teresa's social media, it sounds like things have definitely gone sour between them. But that's it for this video, guys. I'll try to come back and give you guys little sister wives not sister wives, I'm getting tired, seeking sister wife updates from here to here. I'll try to check in with the Merrifields and updates on Garrett's case. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below.